Hi YouTube, it's me TFL Wilderness. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the third and final KTRT review this month. Yeah, I've actually decided to get 3 Korean bots this month and do reviews on them. Right. So the one I've got today is the first Korean toy that arrived this month, and I had to I had to withhold the review of this because I had to wait until the unboxing video went up, which is the one that went up, last weekend or last Wednesday. So you've seen this figure arrive. But it's yeah, bus formers. It's an alt mode that we don't often, if we've ever seen a official transforming toy transform into a bus or a coach. Never seen it. I mean, if they have done one, then I don't know about it. But it's a very unusual alt mode. I mean, we get alt modes of all sorts of things. You know, cars, buses, trucks, tanks, helicopters, aeroplanes. And then we get slightly more obscure things, but never seem to do a bus. Don't know why. Don't know what it is about bus formers that Hasbro and Takara just seem to shy away from them. Anyway, if you would like a transforming bus, have no fear, because the Korean toy manufacturers will come to your rescue. Over the years, I've picked up quite a couple of bus formers from various other toy lines, most notably the Hello Carbots toy line, starting off with Road Saber. And here's Road Saber's bus mode, rather large blue, sort of a bus. It's quite well pointed and detailed, nice and heavy and shiny, pretty cool. And then later on, I got Patron S with his American style school bus alt mode, which is again pretty large, pretty weighty, pretty shiny, pretty cool looking vehicle. Then obviously in more recent times I got like the mini version of Saber. So I got like the small version of Saber. And then another figure that I got from a totally different Korean toy line called Jurassic Cops. In their season 1 they had a bunch of bots who were triple changes that went from an alt mode to a dinosaur mode and a robot mode, and I decided to go for Jutego. He's like a black triceratops, and he also transforms into a bus. So yeah, we've got Jutego in his bus mode. So yeah, and there's more as well. I mean, Hello Carbots, they had bus formers in their K-Cops copolymer combiner. One of the figures, the guy that formed the legs of the combiner, he transforms into a big bus as well. So yeah, Koreans, they like making transforming buses. I mean, you can get knockoff ones as well. I know there's some Chinese knockoff bots where they have bus formers as well, so didn't want to leave them out, but I haven't got any of those. But as I've been collecting from these Korean toy lines, I've managed to pick up quite a few bus formers. Today is no exception. The Tobot V line, V3, has onto its second wave now, and I got the first figure that I reviewed last week with Tobot V3 04 Regent with that RC, with that off-road buggy, which looks a lot like one of the cars from my RC car collection. And this is Tobot V Season 3 05 Big Boss. So he is a bus former. But before we get into the figure, let's have a look at the box. Again, typical Korean toy box, large cardboard tome, big window, plastic clamshell inside, lots of Hangul and artwork on it. There we go, pictures on the side, pictures on the back, and then it's got his name on the side, Tobot V Season 3 Big Boss. Coolness. So, where is he? Here he is. So here's Big Boss in his alt mode, and it's lovely. I mean, first of all, the colours. I mean, I love this colour makeup. The lime green, the white, and the black. That's a good colour combination in my book. I mean, I meant to get him out in the other room, but I've got Dark of the Moon Deluxe Ratchet, and he is one of my he was on my top bots of the year that particular year I got him. Picked him up at a car boot sale. He was a load of dismembered bits in a box, and I sat there and put it together, and the guy was going to let me have it for nothing, but I threw him a quid, you know, and he was one of the highlights of my, you know, top bots from, was it 2015? Anyway, so, but he's got those lovely, you know, lime green, you know, colours combination as well, and so does this guy. So yeah, the colours really do pop on this guy, and I really appreciate the colours. So his alt mode is a bus. As you can see, it's a modern style, sort of like tour bus. Now, got quite a few details on it. It's got the mirrors. It's actually got a cabin inside. You can see there, look, it's got a cab. It's got seats inside the you know, the cabin at the front. You know, the driver's cockpit or cab. It's got you know, indicators, headlights. It's got windscreen wipers. You go down the side, you've got the windows. I mean, yeah. So you've got the windows, and you go onto the back, more windows, tail lights, and then you've got sort of grills on the back for, you know, for the engine, because, you know, buses are usually rear-engined vehicles. It's got some exhaust pipes going out the back. It's actually got Young City Tours stamped onto the tyres of the vehicle mode, but. Really cool looking bus mode, and really heavy chunky bot, or really chunky alt mode. Now, as he's a Tobot V figure, comes with his tow key, again made of metal, and there's a couple of places where you can plug it in on the side of the alt mode, like so. But let's do a quick size comparison with the other bus formers I've got, starting with Jutego, because he's the smallest. So there he is next to Jutego, and as you can see, scale-wise, I mean, I reckon this guy should be, you know, he should be bigger like that. But scale-wise, he's slightly smaller scale than Jutego's bus. Jutego's bus isn't particularly large; it's only a short bus. But yeah, he's smaller than him. Then we get onto the Hello Carbot figures, and obviously Road Saber, who's an absolutely massive bus. And as you can see, now again, size, the scale I think is a bit closer on these. This guy could do with being a little bit bigger, but again, he's still a short bus. He's not a long bus like this guy. I mean, this is a like sort of bus that ferries people around a town centre. This is a, you know, like a smaller, you know, sort of like cruiser bus that goes out to the country, you know, zooming up and down the motorway type thing. Or maybe an airport shuttle bus. That's probably what it looks like. Yeah, an airport shuttle bus would be probably better for this. Yeah, so size comparison with Road Saber. Again, scale wise, I think they're pretty close, but size-wise, obviously, this guy's a lot smaller than this guy. And then Patron S, big old school bus. Again, I think he's a little bit oversized. So, again, if he was a bit bigger, he would be probably better in scale with this guy. This guy's a much smaller scale than this guy, or larger scale, one of the two. So, yeah. You got that, and of course, obviously, the little one, the little mini Saber. No point comparing the size with him. So yeah, he's not a particularly large bus, like I said. Probably the sort of bus that they'd use for, you know, airport shuttles. You know, from got an airport on the outskirts of the city, shuttling people from the airport into the city centre. You know, would be, you know, a bus like this, a shuttle bus. So yeah. Cool looking bus mode. Again, very solid. It's got pinned wheels, as Korean toys always do. Rolls extremely well. It's got a lot of weight to it. It pegs together really solidly. So yeah, cool looking alt mode. So let's get into transformation. Now, obviously, being a Tobot, he has the tow key gimmick. So you take the tow key off, and then in the back, there's a little port. Stick it in and turn it, and it unlocks the transformation. But I mean, you don't really need it. I mean, you can just pull it apart with your hands. But you know, it breaks the lock on the pegs in the back of the vehicle mode. So there you go. So you start unpegging. So you can start with the legs, unpeg them and pull them down. You then take these bits, fold them round, like so. Then you get the feet, pull the feet down here and go click, and they're locked into place. So then that's his legs. Now, moving up top, got to get the arms out now. So you have these side panels here, which fold out. Then you take the shoulders, unclip the shoulder, and then fold the shoulder chunk out on each side. You can then straighten out the torso. Come around the back. The front of the bus becomes his backpack. So you just fold that up, and then that clips into place. Well, actually, no, you don't do that yet, because obviously you've got to get the head out. The fists, or the arms, extend the arms, turn them forwards, 2 clicks, and then fold out the fists, like so. Then the head reveal, flip the head round, and then finally lock in the backpack. And there we have Big Boss in his robot mode. Of course, the one final piece is you get your tow key. He has a little port in the front, a little clip in the front, and then you click his tow key into his chest, and there he is. And he looks really cool. Again, the colours on this guy, the lime green, the white and the black, just that awesome colour combination just pops. This guy, he really catches the eye with his gaudy colours, and I really like that. Got some little bits of red mixed in there as well. Really, really cool. Aesthetically, he's super chunky. Got a bit of kibble with the front of the bus just pegged onto his back. He's got these large heel spurs as well, because he's kind of a heavy bot. You know, don't want him toppling over when he's stood up. But yeah, really cool looking bot. So let's do a quick size comparison. My usual size comparison when I'm doing these Korean toy reviews is Combiner Wars Megs, and he's a proper, you know, leader class size bot. And as you can see, he's a little bit shorter than Combiner Megs. He's hella chunkier though. I mean, he's got a lot more girth going on, a lot more chunk going on. I suppose you want to see a size comparison with the other bots as well. So I'll just transform them quickly and then show you to them in a moment. Right, okay. So first size comparison. Let's do the little. Oh, pick him up. The little next to the little road saber. The little mini road saber. As you can see, obviously he's a mini figure, so tiny compared to this guy. Next, obviously the big road saber. You can see he is obviously considerably bigger, but then again his bus mode is a lot bigger. It's a lot more huge. So yeah, so Tobot V Big Boss next to road saber. Again, he's comes up short. Then Hello Carbot Patroness. Now he isn't particularly tall bot, but he's got a lot of girth to him. He's very wide, because he really spreads out when he transforms, and obviously he forms half of a combine, well, like the greater half of a combiner as well. So again, he's considerably bigger than this guy. And then finally, Jutego. Yeah, more slightly closer size comparison with these guys. I mean, he's a little bit smaller, but yeah, Jutego. This guy's not engineered very well. I mean, in transforming, I've realised why. You know, he's got these stupid bloody wobbly legs, and he just the engineering and transformation on this is not very good. But the concept is great. Just the rest of it just doesn't add up. It's a shame really. But that size comparison's a bit better. But then again, their bus modes are slightly more size comparative, so to speak. So what can we say about the robot mode? Looks cool, very chunky, heavy, got a lot of beef going on. Articulation, he has got a ball jointed head which will go all the way around. It's somewhat restricted because again it's nestled in these chunky shoulder pieces, but it will turn. He has got a visor over his eyes. They don't move, can't do anything with that. So he's got like sort of a visor over his eyes, which makes him look like he's wearing sunglasses. Shoulders, soft ratchet, they go all the way around. Very coarse sort of joints. Has got a bicep swivel. Now, elbow. Now this guy is kind of chunky, as you can see. He's got all this kibble on his arm. He's got quite a short sort of intermediate sort of elbow joint, and his shoulders quite blocky as well. And this means that his elbow articulation is somewhat restricted. He has one click forward, one click back, so it goes from like, I don't even think that's 45 degrees. But the problem is you've got this corner here. It just jams up against the shoulder and it won't allow you to move the articulation anymore. It's a shame that when you extend the elbow, you can't extend it that little bit more, so that when you move the elbow to the 90 degrees, it clears the chunk on the arm, but unfortunately it doesn't. So his elbow articulation is very hampered and restricted. Now he has nothing at the waist, but he does have an ab crunch due to transformation. So yeah, he can look over and at his toes. That totally works as an ab crunch. It's just a shame he's got no waist joint to go with it. Hips. I mean, the arms also, very restricted, moving in and out as well. So hips, ratcheted. They go up that far. They go forwards. They go back. Pretty much the full range. He does have a thigh swivel. A good strong 90-degree ratcheted knee. And there's nothing on the feet. He does have that usual sort of angled cut to give him a neutral A stance. So his articulation's okay, especially below the waist. His leg articulation's all right. Upper body, not so much. Like I said, it's so much chunk on this guy. Restricted motion on the some of the joints. It's a shame. He does have pegs in his hands, I assume, if to hold a weapon. Let's grab one of Megatron's guns. 5mm peg. Does it fit? No, it doesn't. So it's obviously a slightly tight peg. It's not a typical 5mm peg. So yeah, he's again getting this guy into dynamic poses. You're all right with the legs, but not so much with the arms. He is a really chunky bot. I mean, you just look at the size of this plastic here. And he's super solid and chunky. He just feels weighty and heavy in the hand. So you're getting your money's worth in terms of plastic quality when you buy this guy. And again, nice aesthetic, great colours. I don't know what the character's like in the show. I haven't really seen the episodes where he debuts. Yeah, I like him. He's pretty good. He's obviously he's only the second Tobot V Season 3 bot that I've got. I am planning on possibly pulling the trigger on the Wave 1 figures like Tachyon, Wild Chief and Jet Thunder. So I'm looking at getting them next month. Yeah, this guy is pretty cool. Paint apps in this mode. He's got like some little panel lining around here, and he's got green and red bits around his waist, and it's a pretty cool looking bot. I like the colour and the aesthetic on it more than I do necessarily the articulation. But on the whole, he's pretty damn good. And I would say I like him better than Regent, even though Regent's alt mode is to die for. This guy, you know, he's a pretty good all-rounder. Not perfect by any means, but, you know, he's still pretty damn good. He's a good, decent, solid bot. And, you know, if you like collecting your Tobots, then definitely one to add to the collection. So that's been me, TFR Wilderness. That's my reviews done for this month. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I will see you again next month. So without further ado, I will bid you adieu. Goodbye.